Hey man, am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
Get old, making my mind slow. That's why I don't deal with the big bro. Bro, I got to maintain. Cause Kasabian is going insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Insane in the membrane. Crazy insane, got no brain. Too much, I'ma cover hours, time for the blabber. To watch that Betty get fatter, fat boy on a diet. Don't try it, I jack your ass like a looter in a riot. Much too fat, like a sumo, slamming that ass. Leaving your face in the glass. You know I don't take.
Trying to get used to the song.
Can you believe that we actually made it to episode 2 of this shit? We're on episode 2. It actually came back after the first week of it. I actually had a co-host that didn't fucking bail on me after one goddamn fucking podcast. It's amazing. They do exist, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm here with you to the end, bro. I'm still here. I'm just looking at my damn weed and thinking to myself, all I want to do is smoke in my own damn man cave. And I can't do that because my wife said no.
Tell the guys in the locker room over in Revolution that we're on the podcast.
My wife says no to a lot of things.
Yeah. Well, last week was a pretty good show. How'd you feel about it? I felt pretty good about it.
I felt good about it. I was pleasantly, I don't want to say surprised, but we didn't stop talking for a good hour. And it was good.
We didn't even take fucking commercial breaks.
That's true. You do like to take the breaks a lot. And we didn't take one commercial break. That's very true.
Not a one. We got so tied up in what the fuck we were talking about that we didn't take not one fucking commercial break.
This week, I'm ripped. I'll be honest, bro. Well, that's the point, right?
We usually the segment starts with what's in your pocket. I'm still smoking the same shit from last week. I bought an ounce of it, so you know.
Well,
I've not went through it yet. So
in here I have a half of cherry runts.
I've had some runts before. It was
they're usually pretty consistent.
It is. It was really good. My problem with the runts that I had, it was the first batch of it I got was really, really good. It was really, really moist. And then the second batch or third batch I got, I guess, like even though it was sealed, it was kind of dry. And I built a tolerance to it really, really quick. So like the first bag I got it, the first like eighth of it I got, it was fucking amazing, dude. But then after that, I couldn't enjoy it.
I love pretty weed. I do. But you can't judge a book by its cover with weed, man.
Dude, I've smoked some pretty ugly pot that got me pretty fucking high.
Ripped.
Real.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I can't judge a book by its cover anymore. I don't do it. I don't do it, man. But if it's a different strain, someone's offering me something different, I'm a sucker, dude. I'm a sucker, man. I got to have something different. I love different strains, man. And they're probably lying to me, too. They can call it, like, I don't know, shit stain. And I'll fucking smoke that shit and be like, man.
Hey, these motherfuckers do be lying because I seen the weed that they had. It was and they had the Will Smith on the cover slapping Chris Rock.
He already got it.
Yeah, and I was like, how the fuck did you already grow that? You didn't just that's just some other shit that you put a different name on, man. But yeah, I love trying different shit.
What are you smoking? Do you even know what you're smoking? Last week you didn't know.
It's the same shit from last week.
Same shit. That's good, bro. That's good. I wish I could do that. I gotta start doing that. I said I was gonna start doing that,
Hey, I will admit though, it does. If I had my choice between smoking an ounce of the same shit all month or having a different type of a different weed every day, I'm definitely going for the different type of weed every day.
Yeah, man, that's what I go for.
It's
not that I stopped getting high from the original strain. It's just, you get used to the high. So it's nice to change up the high.
Yes.
And then go back to the other high. Such a fucking pothead, dude. It's so bad. Is it bad, though?
Is it? Everyone that does not know, what we do on this show is basically we get fucking stoned and we talk about topics and events and all that kind of stuff. We had some pretty good topics last week. I actually got a topic I want to talk about.
Oh, geez.
And this is a topic that I had no clue about. I was actually in a rabbit hole on fucking YouTube because every once in a while I'll get on there and I'll get on these podcast trips where I'll go watch, like, they'll have a clip from Joe Rogan and I'll watch like the Joe Rogan clips and then I'll get into this rabbit hole where it's fucking nothing. I'm watching clips that are like 6 minutes long. Did you ever hear about the story of Jesse the Body Ventura was punched out by that Kyle the Sniper guy? And there was, you remember the movie American Sniper? That had
I remember that's the one with Bradley Cooper, right? Right?
Yeah, it's about that guy Kyle. He's a big war hero that's from Texas.
Wait, I vaguely remember hearing this. Didn't he sue him or something like that?
It was something like that. I had no idea. Well, apparently that there's supposed to be this big thing that like these two ran into each other and the guy like punched Jesse the Body Ventura out. Now I don't know if
a lot of people wanted to do that.
Well, I'm pretty sure, but the thing is that there was no witnesses that ever seen him punch Jesse the Body Ventura out, and there was because apparently like Jesse had said something to like shit on the flag in a way or something, and they called him a communist, and that's how those two got into it. But it was, and then like I guess Jesse's been blackballed from a lot of stuff over it, and like I don't know, it's really interesting when you start diving into the story because I had no idea this shit was going on.
So wait, Jesse's blackballed for getting punched in the face?
Jesse swears he was never punched. That the guy made it up. Apparently, this guy made a lot of stuff up that's in his book. Now, I've never read his book, so I can't. I'm willing to dive into it a little bit more now because apparently this guy said that when the flood was going on in New Orleans, he was sniping people off. Looters. He was killing looters, taking them out.
Who said that?
The fucking sniper dude.
He said wait. The sniper dude is saying that himself.
Yes.
Just killed people.
Yes. Like there was a lot of stuff that Jesse like pointed out
murder
that he lied a lot about, like how many medals he had and a bunch of other stuff. Now I don't know. I've not looked into it, so it's just all up for speculation to me at this point. But now that this happened years ago. I've had no idea about this story that had been happening. I figured if it was wrestling base because of Jesse the Body Ventura, I would have heard about it, but I never fucking heard about it. We also have Mr. Hollywood Haywood on the guest tonight.
Now it's a show.
How's everybody doing? Man, that's crazy about Jesse Ventura. Happy belated birthday to you, Tonster. Happy birthday to Mrs. Tommy. So, how y'all doing? So,
take a look at the comments.
Does he know anything about this Ventura story? Do you know anything about this Ventura story?
No, actually, that's the first I've heard about it. But I have heard that a lot of things in the sniper book were not exactly. I heard they were fabricated. A lot of things were fabricated. But like, who's going to call it the sniper? You know what I'm saying?
Well, apparently, according to Jesse Ventura on the podcast, that he was on the podcast with Joe, he did get called out by the United States Marine Corps, who called him out on how many medals he had. Because he said some kind of crazy number, like he had like 10 silvers or some shit like this or something. But like Jesse said, when you get one of those medals, you get like a plaque and everything that goes up on your wall. Like you're not going to forget how many fucking medals you had.
No.
He's like, and like Jesse said, to fabricate it's fucking crazy because he legitly had like 3 or 4 legitly. So like to fabricate it any more beyond that is just like fucking mind blowing. Because like Jesse said, like it's an honor to have one. This guy had many, but then he fabricated it to make it sound like he had more than what he did. And Jesse said everyone came at him like he was coming at the widow and the kids and all this kind of shit, you know. And
am I alone and the only one liking Jesse?
I like Jesse's body.
All right, okay. I know.
No, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. You know.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just me. I like the guy. I'm talking even out of wrestling though. Even as I'm not saying I agree with all his political views, if we're going to get into that. But, I mean, I respect the guy, and I respect the fact that he says shit that
other people wouldn't say.
Yeah, exactly.
Or be too afraid to say, but they're thinking it. They're thinking it, but they
I respect that. I respect somebody that has the balls to say shit.
Yeah.
Let's see what this says here. I will say that in regards to the plague with every medal, it is not a plague. You actually get a certificate with it. Then you get a medal itself that usually engraved on the back with your name. And he would know. I mean, he's been in the service. So I have not. So I don't know nothing about none of that. So, it's crazy. It's just a crazy story. I seen the clip of it, and I was just like, "What? Whoa! When did the fuck did this happen?" like that.
So you said you found this out going down a YouTube rabbit hole, right?
Yeah, because I always end up doing it because I watch. I don't like actually listen to the whole podcast, but I watch clips like Mike Tyson's podcast and like Joe Rogan's and shit like that. Because they're actually very interesting sometimes to hear some of them fucking stories, especially like when Mike Tyson's talking about smoking DMT and shit. You know, like, because he's already fucking crazy. You know, when he talks some of the fucking crazy shit he talks, it's just like, it's interesting as fuck.
You know, DMT is such an experience. I can't imagine being Mike Tyson and doing DMT. Like who trip sits him, man? Seriously, who trip sits Mike Tyson?
He asks every one of his guests. Every one of his guests that comes on his show, he's like, "Have you ever smoked DMT?"
Now,
he wants to.
Yeah. Hey, have you heard the stuff where what is it, not Jennifer Gardner, the chick from Transformers, man, that and she was April O'Neil in Turtles. What's her name? I'm really brain farting.
Oh, you're talking about Machine Gun Kelly's old lady.
And she said that she was on so the DMT that you drink, okay? Not that you smoke. She was on one of those she was at one of those places, and that's where she learned that she manifested Machine Gun Kelly. He is a manifestation that she created, and she learned that on her journey.
She also says that she drinks that motherfucker's blood.
I heard that shit.
Yeah, they're into like. How do you go from the dude from Beverly Hills 90210?
Every dude can say what the fuck they wanted to, but they was like, "That's nasty, fucking hot motherfucker." Like, what the fuck? Because she's both of them motherfuckers are out there though. I don't know what the fuck they're on, but both of them are fucking loopy as fuck, man.
Yeah, but apparently they spend time at the retreats, like drinking, and like there's a difference between the smoking the DMT and drinking the DMT. You smoke the DMT, it's like a 20 to 30 minute like trip, but once you drink it and you activate it, man, that's like 8 hours, man, and you need somebody like they have whole retreats set up for that, man. Yeah. That's, you know, can you imagine?
I'd be terrified. I'd be terrified to do something like that.
The minute you start thinking you've manifested a human being because of this journey, like that is when, like, you know, I've had the outer body experience. I've had my
Tyson's like, "Have you ever tried the toad? Have you ever did the toad?" He's like, "It's the closest experience you ever get to God." That's what that motherfucker says. And these people are like,
so wait.
When he said the toad, that's actually licking the back of a toad, right?
A certain type of toad, right?
They don't lick it. They take from what I've seen the videos, they take like some kind of stick, and I guess they scrape it off the back of the toad's back, and then they like burn it and like poke it in your system, like basically like a tattoo almost in a way, that it gets in your bloodstream, and it only takes like a little bit, like a like a couple of popes.
Here I am thinking, I like you ever see Beavis and Butthead? I'm thinking like you pick up the fucking frog.
And just, yeah, that's just.
That's what I was thinking. And look, I've done some stuff, and I'm thinking he's looking at the time.
I guarantee you though that you probably could just do it that way. You probably could,
but it'd probably be way too much, man. You'd probably be gone for 2 days.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's an experience you want to go down because I hear it's pretty fucking trippy. And of course, anyone who's ever tripped knows that it's like in your mind it's been forever, but it's only been 30 seconds.
Or it goes the opposite way. It can go the opposite way.
Yeah, it can go the opposite way. So time is a real fucked up factor when you're hallucinating.
Yeah.
So that they said that that little bit of time that you have it for the 20 minutes or whatever, they said it feels like it's been a week when you snap.
Right. So imagine what 8 hours feels like.
Yeah, fuck that, dude.
I go down the TikTok rabbit hole sometimes, and there's like this chick that likes to educate people on all hallucinogenics, and she experienced one of those DMT like where you drink it trips where she kept dying. She kept dying over and over and over and over and over again. And she was like, it was the only bad experience I've ever had on it. And then at the end, she goes, but I'm so glad I went through it because it's made me the person I am today. And I'm like,
I swear to God, Joe Rogan, Mike Tyson, some of the other celebrities that come on Tyson's show said that you are not the same person after you do it. That you look at everything in a totally different way.
Yeah, but I'd rather experience that for 20 minutes like I have. Like I'm a much calmer person now. But like I couldn't imagine doing it for the 8 hours because you're right. Dude, the 20 minutes felt like 3 or 4 hours. Like actually, you really have no concept of time anymore while you're in it, like at all.
But is it like intense?
Yes.
Fucking intense. Like, is it really?
I hear they say it's different for everyone. So
yeah, it is. But there are some common themes that do appear, which is why people think it's so spiritual. Like a lot of people see angels or pyramids or what they think are aliens. Like that's very, very common to see. So
Come on. That's why I want to do it so fucking bad, bro.
But you got to break through. See, some people get halfway there smoking it, so like they have like a mini trip. Like you got to really break through. You got to have a blowtorch. It's kind of like salvia wood. You got to get it really, really hot. And like they sell vape pens. They sell vape pens for it, man. But the vape pens don't get you. Like it's hard to break through.
He said mechanical elves.
Yeah.
No, I've heard that, bro. No, he's serious.
Yes, there are some very
serious.
common themes with DMT that exist for everybody. And when you start hearing people's first trip reports, like they're a lot of them very angels. Similar. Yes, yes, Steele is right. He is right. I'm pretty sure DMT is attached to how the pyramids got created. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm pretty damn sure that the real truth to the pyramids is in DMT.
I can tell you right now, man, that's some trippy shit, man. You start getting into those rabbit holes in those fucking pyramids, and you start going, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because you will find yourself start questioning your whole being.
Yep.
For just a minute, you'll be like, oh my God, I'm looking at the world totally wrong. How the fuck did these fuckers move a stone 2,000 fucking miles in that day? And these motherfuckers today can't even figure out how the fuck they built those motherfuckers. Like, even with today's technology, they can't build a pyramid. Not the way they built them. It's impossible. They can't figure out the diameters of it. How the fuck they did that? It's just like, what the fuck?
And unfortunately, it became a lost art.
Apparently so.
Yes.
You know?
But, like, it had to be aliens, no? Like, that's the theory. But, like, I mean...
There are theories of that, yeah. I mean,
it is.
Tommy's right, dude. It is a rabbit hole because everything you've been taught as a child is that it happened one way. Like you already know there's some fucked up shit with Stonehenge. Like how did Stonehenge get there? But with the pyramids, you were taught like people built them. And then when you start like really looking at the facts, you're like, I've been lied to my entire life. It's kind of like carbs in the food groups that we were talking about.
I've done figured out. I've done discussed this. Like once you grow up and you start doing your own research, you start figuring out how much you were lied to as a child.
Yeah. And
It's
probably not
fucking
even
scary.
intentionally necessarily.
It's not intentionally. That's just what the fuck they were told.
Yeah.
Our parents were told
Started
the
with
same
Santa
shit.
Claus, man. It starts with Santa Claus. You have trust issues from when you're a kid.
Well, no, this isn't trust issues, man. Like, there's no way the pyramids were built the way we were taught. Like, yeah, it's just...
No.
Well, I have to ask though, have you any proof that Santa Claus doesn't exist?
Exactly.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I'm going to tell you, there's no proof he doesn't exist either. No
right.
one can prove it.
That's right. Now, who's to say that? Now, who's to say that he's what they've made him out to be? This fairy tale, but there really could been a motherfucker named Santa Claus who was a motherfucker.
Oh, I think it's kind of like King Arthur. I think historically there probably was.
Oh, yeah, St. Nicholas.
Yeah, a Kris Kringle, a St. Nicholas, like all that stuff. But it's just, people had to keep on the legend. You know what I'm saying? But that still don't solve the pyramid equation.
No, and you're. Well, we don't have the man hours.
Claus built the pyramids, bro.
he may have. Him and his fucking reindeer. They could pick up. They're magical. They could pick up fucking stones.
He put the rocks in his bag. And then they sledded them with the reindeer because he can fit everything in the bag. So they put the rocks in the bag. Then they just dropped them. And all the people that they said were the Egyptians had making the pyramids were the elves.
Okay.
It was your idea, tonster. You're the one that said Santa Claus could have built the pyramids. I just went along with it.
Well, let's move it along a little bit to the next topic.
I'm sorry.
The next topic up will be, of course, we are still in the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial.
We're still on it.
Now they're saying that they've got proof that she was with James Franco one of the nights that Johnny was on tour, and they proved it with pictures. Her closing argument. I seen one thing now. Of course, a lot of this shit's tabloids. You have to take some of it with a grain of salt because they do this whenever it's some kind of celebrity something. But I seen one thing that where her lawyers are about fed up with her and told her to represent herself as she kept going rogue the way she was going.
Can I ask y'all a question since we're on that subject? Have y'all seen the clip where it appears like she snorts cocaine on stage?
My wife just showed me that a couple hours ago.
Like, I'm just wondering, do y'all think it's like, do you think she really snorted cocaine?
No. Do you know how much trouble she would get in? I don't. I really don't.
No.
I was just curious. I mean,
I know. I don't believe that. But I believe Santa might have made the pyramids. So who you're talking to? This is kind of,
But I tell you, Johnny's kind of got her number in this trial, doesn't he?
Dude, she fucked up by trying to take a very charismatic Johnny Depp to trial. Johnny Depp has played these roles before. And that's all he's doing. Now, I believe he's one. Do I believe he's innocent? I've done said this. I don't think Johnny's 100% innocent on anything.
He's no angel.
Johnny is a cokehead. He lets you know he's a cokehead. Johnny used to run the clubs in the 80s on the Hollywood strips. If you remember, it was one of the famous actors that died at one of Johnny's clubs outside of the fucking bar because he fucking OD'd on heroin.
Was that River Phoenix?
Yes, River Phoenix. Who died outside of his fucking bar. So, I mean, Johnny's been in and out of the fucking shit. Well, the one writer that there was the writer, and I found this out today too, watching Joe Rogan. Do you know that the guy that he plays in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is a real dude?
I think I'd heard that, yeah, but I don't know who he is.
It is like one of his mentors. He was a writer and a fucking drug addict.
Thompson.
Yeah, and he killed himself like in 2010, 2011 or some shit like that.
Is that Hunter S. Thompson?
I think that's his name. I ain't for sure. Now,
wait a minute. So you want to talk about drugs? If that's the same movie, they take a drug in there called adrenochrome.
Yeah.
Does anybody know about adrenochrome?
No.
That's blood, bro. That's blood of the legend has it. It's blood of a young person, most likely a baby, that you scare to death and take the blood from the back by the spine or something like that. And that gets you all fucked up.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck, dude.
That's
weird.
dark.
I'll pass.
I'm just saying, Hollywood. I'm just saying, bro.
I am an experimenter, but I will pass.
Yeah.
You're gonna pass the adrenochrome.
Yeah. I'll pass on that one, man.
But yeah, it's just when I seen the part where the judge was laughing, the jury was laughing, I was like, even if he's in the wrong, she's fucked.
Oh yeah.
You know, I think he definitely, like you said, is not a saint, but I think she is not either. And she should have just they should have settled this. She should have let him settle this out of court.
Johnny was smart, and he got all those fucking video records of her beating the shit out of him and then mocking him and shit.
Yeah.
So that right there, let alone whatever she says after that,
but come on, man, everybody's fucking Franco, man. Right? Isn't he? Everybody.
He's one of those guys, yeah.
Seth Rollins says he refuses to ever do anything else with him.
With who? Franco?
With Franco. Franco
got in some trouble for supposedly
Seth Rogen. I said Seth Rollins.
Yeah. Franco supposedly got in trouble for if I remember correctly, for some stuff in an acting school. He's been forcing himself on girls is what and that's why he says that he won't have nothing to do with them. So. Yeah. Which is why there won't be a Pineapple Express Part 2.
Very good movie. Enjoyed that one.
She fucked Kevin Nash, though.
I guess she did. I saw the picture. Yo, good for Kevin Nash, bro. I don't give a fuck. Kevin Nash, one of the smartest men in the fucking business, bro.
Yeah.
And he's fucking celebrity women. Just saying.
I mean,
I've been a fan since he was Super Shredder, so I can't really say anything about Kevin Nash.
He did do way more than just the wrestling thing. So
yeah,
he's been in other movies and other shit. So
wasn't he in Magic Mike?
Yeah,
I mean, I can see why Amber Heard would be attracted there.
That's where they supposedly fucked at was because he was on the scene in Magic Mike.
Oh,
that's where that picture was took. It was like at a fucking rehearsal or some shit or party after party.
If you're Johnny Depp, do you feel threatened by Kevin Nash? I feel like you do. I'm Jack Sparrow. I'm fucking Big Daddy Cool.
Oh no! To me, I think Johnny Depp's way cooler than Kevin Nash.
I don't know, bro. It's a good one. Maybe. I mean, it is Johnny Depp. He's the actor of all actors, but Big Sexy's cool, bro.
He was in the 90s.
Big Sexy isn't weird like all those actors. Dude, a lot of them actors got some weird stuff with them, like Tom Cruise, Johnny Depp, all the actors from the 80s.
You cannot put everyone in the same goddamn box as Tom Cruise. That dude's been in Hollywood since the early 80s. He is weird as fuck.
Yes, he is. But probably one of the best actors of our generation.
He used to be cool in the 80s. We don't know what the fuck happened to Tom.
After Interview with the Vampire, it was all downhill. People used to want to blame Nicole Kidman. I'm like, she's with that country singer and he's fine. I don't understand.
It's all the Scientology, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely the Scientology. That's my opinion.
They have a lot of weird shit that goes on anyway. I mean,
have you seen the show where they're escaping with the actors?
I've not seen that one.
I'm not trying to get off topic. I'm sorry. The Johnny Depp thing, man. It's
Getting off topic is gonna happen here.
Yeah, I'd say Depp's cooler. He's got a jar of dirt. It was pretty funny when she said a jar of cocaine because all I could hear would see with him like, I got a jar of cocaine. Because I can just see him walking around playing his movie roles.
You know what my favorite movie of his is, and it's not super well known, probably. I mean, it did well. Public Enemies, man, where he plays the famous mobster. That is such a good role, man. He's so diverse. He can play any role, man.
Any role. I like
Which
Blow.
is why he's killing it in court, like Tommy said.
Yeah, man. Exactly.
That's all it is Blow all over again. He's just in court. He's trying to fucking finesse the judge and finesse the fucking, it's just, you hear him laughing at him and shit, and it's just like, yeah, he's got it, man.
Nah, he's got it.
Top Gun.
Oh, Josh is saying Top Gun screwed Tom Cruise, made Tom Cruise weird.
I don't know. He was pretty.
I feel like didn't he do Days of Thunder after?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
he
He
was
wa-
still
he, he
normal.
he was still pretty good up until like the late 90s, man.
Yeah.
I'll give you action and say it was after Eyes Wide Shut.
After House.
Boom.
Could have been after like that second or third Mission Impossible. He's like, all right, I'm fucking done with.
Mission
Maybe he
Impossible
thought if
7.
he acted weird enough, he'd get out of this Mission Impossible stuff, man. He's like, dude, I'm sorry.
I liked him in War. I liked War of Worlds. I mean, a lot of people didn't like that movie, but I thought it was pretty funny.
I thought Minority Report was really good.
The only thing I hated about War of Worlds was the fucking little girl that screamed through the entire fucking movie.
You talking about Dakota Fanning?
Screams through the whole movie. The whole movie, all that girl does is scream.
Yeah.
That was literally her. That's literally her line. She probably had 5 lines, and the rest of it was screaming for 2 hours, 2.5 hours of her screaming. So much that even Tom Cruise, as soon as something happened, Tom Cruise had to put his hand over her mouth because she screamed so fucking much in that movie. I was thinking today too before when I was sitting around thinking this topics for us to talk about on here. Let's talk about some of your favorite TV shows.
Oh, jeez.
Are there any guidelines, sir?
Let's keep it. Let's keep it. I guess you could say TV cinema to a
What do you
degree.
mean?
Like
Sopranos?
Like no, that's HBO. Let's keep it like within regular basic TV
Sitcoms and
dramas, that kind of thing.
Ah, but you said cinema. I thought you meant more like a movie. Okay.
Yeah, not quite like that. Things got nice little small seasons to it, or whatever. They was around for 10 sitcoms basically. So if
you're talking about like Full House, Family Matters,
yes,
stuff
shit like that. Shit like that.
I got a good one. That I'll start off. I'll start off if I may. Welcome Back, Kotter. No, see, really. So that's my generation, not my generation at all, but it must be a Northeast thing. I thought that was going to be a fucking, damn, everyone's going to be like, oh, man, what a fucking killjoy that was. Jesus Christ.
To step back, The Last Samurai was a dope-ass fucking movie,
oh,
dude.
That might have been his last really good one. Yeah, that's a good movie.
Yeah.
Sorry, The Last Samurai, that is bombastic.
Somebody comment about Welcome Back, Kotter. Tell these guys.
Dude, I can't even tell you what Welcome Back, Carter is about.
That's John Travolta. That's how he got his start with.
Oh, you're going way back.
You went way back. Oh my
man, I was hoping
Lord.
to stay within the TGIF era.
Oh, okay.
Way before TGIF. This is before we were born.
Dude, the first thing that came to my mind when you said Welcome Back, Carter was hanging out with Mr. Cooper.
I watched that. That was part of the TGIF lineup.
Yeah.
Later on, in 92, 93.
Yeah.
I like hanging with Mr. Cooper.
You know what I thought the unsung hero of TGIF was, man? And it was the modern day Brady Bunch. Step by Step.
I love Step by Step, bro. Great show.
Day by day.
Yeah, you ever notice how though, like on Family Matters and Step by Step, random kids would just disappear and they'd never explain why?
Yeah. Kind of like they did the mom in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and they didn't tell us why.
Yeah, they just changed her out.
They just changed her out. Like no one was going to notice that we went from a dark black mom to a mixed mom. We weren't supposed to notice that.
They did that in another show too, didn't they? Like, didn't they change some? I know there's another famous one. I just can't remember. It'll come to me as we talk. Carry on.
What about Spin City?
Spin.
That's one with David Spade, right?
Michael J. Fox. Yeah, dude, that show probably would be way more popular, but didn't he get sick during the show and they stopped it early?
That's the one Charlie Sheen took over.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And then Charlie Sheen's show got taken over later on.
Ain't that ironic how that fucking happened?
Yeah.
He took over for him and then turned around. He had his show and then it gets took away from him and then someone takes over for him. Well, I mean, it's not like let's be honest, he calls that, but
we can have a whole show on just TGIF, honestly. It started in the late 80s till the mid 90s, bro. There's so many different shows.
So remember on Family Matters, the aunt that was on there, and she had Rachel's Place, the restaurant, and she's like, the most famous episode of Family Matters is when Urkel does the Urkel dance and she saves him from the roof. And remember, she had a son, little Richie.
Yeah.
And then one season, Rachel
Just
she's
disappeared.
gone. And now Carl is raising little Richie.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
And I feel like we needed to understand what happened to Aunt Rachel.
You know what
and our little
happened?
Richie.
She was banging one of the producers. Shit went south, and he said, "You know what? That's just one less part we got to write in." And little Richie is the star anyway. We don't need the mom.
Do you know Urkel was never supposed to be the main character of that
Not at
show?
all. Not at
Yeah.
all. Yeah.
That happens a lot. I think it was supposed to be. I think it basically happened the same thing with Sheldon. Sheldon wasn't supposed to be the main character either.
Who's that?
That show was supposed to be about Leonard and Penny, like pretty much. But all the characters had their own fan base. But Sheldon really, really blew up. And
Oh, okay.
and what I really like are the cast that get together and they're like, you know what? There's one star that's obviously bigger. You know what I'm saying? But Sheldon was like, you will not pay me more money than the rest of the cast. Like, we will all make the same amount of money, or we won't do the show. Like that was, that you gotta appreciate that.
One show that me and Patrick always talks about is the '70s show. Like, it still to this day it holds weight.
You see the '90s show?
Yeah.
Takes place after it.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
We'll see. The
I think it'll be
80s.
good.
Remember they had the '80s show also when it was a flop.
Yeah, but this is different. They were all in it. Everybody from that '70s show was in it.
And look, I gotta be honest, man. I gotta be honest. I know this is an unpopular opinion. I think for Donna. Like, I really did. Like, I'm just letting you know.
Think
A lot
what?
of people had a thing for Donna.
Yeah, no. But most of them like the other chick. You know what I'm saying? Well, the rock,
Jackie?
Mila Kunis. Yeah,
Yeah.
most of them like, yeah. No, Donna, she get it. Yeah. I
She
said,
can get it. She can
I
still
gotta
get it,
be
bro.
quiet. I gotta be quiet. I don't want the wife.
I watched the thing that was like about some of the biggest assholes in Hollywood, and she was on it.
I don't give a shit. She's
Like, she's
she get even
a
harder.
huge prick, from what I hear. Like,
70 show was always cool when they did the circle at the end or during the show. Like, they would do. You get some funny one line.
to me, honestly, I watched it for Red. That I didn't watch it almost for anyone but Red. Red was the one that. To me, Red was like the show stealer because he was not supposed to be a main character. Really, he's supposed to just be the lame dad.
Another Urkel.
Yeah, but Red was great about the setup jokes. You know, the stuff he did was just hilarious. Him and Kelso was the reason I watched it.
I think that character that we're talking about, like, you say the Urkel, that has to start with Happy Days and Fonzie, no?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, you could.
Yeah, man.
You
We're
taking it
talking-
further back than Happy Days, man?
I don't know, man. Barney Fife was pretty fucking big on the Andy Griffin show.
But
That's
he
a
was
good
always
one, dude.
Yeah, oh,
That's a really good argument.
yeah,
That's a good one.
yeah.
Yeah, he was really fucking big. Like, and Barney was one of those guys that wasn't supposed to be a star. It's supposed to be the Andy Griffith show.
Right.
And Barney really stood out on that show. My wife to this day still tells me I've never really sat down and watched it. I'm just like, because I'm from the South, and that's watched religiously.
No, I grew up with my parents. They love that show. I grew up.
Fonzie would be the second one, though. That show became the Fonzie show, basically.
Well, Goober, the other mechanic, the other dumbass cousin, he's from my hometown, which is in Jasper, Alabama. The highway through there is named after him. Like, so, like, it's a big deal around there. Like, they would do these fucking tours where they'd go around, and of course, usually Andy was never with them, but it would be like, like the Barber, Floyd, and B, and like him, and like a few others. They would come through towns, and come through there, and they would sign shit, and do like
the city I'm from. Andy Griffin used to fly his private plane into the airport just to go get pie from this pie place in our city center in Newport News, Virginia.
Gomer Paul did get his own show out of that. And they did a lot of the repeat stuff too, like the stuff about him singing. And people was like, "Oh my God, that's Gomer Pyle." He did the same thing on the Andy Griffith show years before that, where he did a scene where he sang in the church choir. That he wouldn't. And they're like, "Oh my God, this idiot can sing."
Do y'all remember 227?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
And,
not
and
every
isn't
show.
that what spun off of 227? Something? No, 227 was a spinoff of something, and then
Oh, there's so many spin-offs. We have another show on just spin-offs.
there's one that actually did a long line, and it got all the way to Family Matters, I think, or something.
Yeah. Family Matters is a spin-off of Perfect Strangers.
Perfect Strangers, right?
Ain't all of them just spinoffs of fucking
No, not all.
the Jeffersons and fucking Archie?
Jefferson's the spin-off of All in the Family.
Well, I thought the Jeffersons spun off 227, is what I thought.
I thought
All
that's
the
the other way
Family.
around. I think it's the other way around.
Oh no, All in the Family was before the Jeffersons.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it was.
The Jeffersons were the Bunker's neighbors.
Yeah, that's how you get introduced to George and them is through the neighbors.
And it's so great, the dynamic of the
it's so
two.
fucking money. It breaks my heart that like Missy don't want to watch stuff like that because I'm like, it's so fucking hilarious. Of the killer lines and the stupidity that goes on in those fucking shows that will have your fucking side hurting if you really sit down and watch them. And they're from the 70s, and they still hold. Like you can't just go watch any show from the 70s and still be entertained. A lot of that shit was sucked.
Didn't they redo both shows recently for a live one night or something?
Yeah,
like that?
they are good.
You can't do those shows today.
I thought the singing was good though. Didn't they do the opening scene really well or something? Two of them did.
It was fine. Woody Harrelson played Archie.
Yeah,
it was fine. From my opinion, that's all.
I'm pretty sure Woody Harrelson could shit in a bucket and we'd buy it though. I mean, I'm just saying.
Mork and Mindy.
Mork and Mindy.
Mork.
That's where Robin Williams got the was
Yeah.
his first break.
Actually, that's a spinoff of Happy Days.
Mork and Mindy?
Yep. Mork was on Happy Days once as an alien.
Yep,
Gotcha.
it sure was.
Mhm.
Let's see.
I remember Amen. I saw somebody say Amen. I remember that.
Amen, baby. I'm down with Amen. I watched that like 11 o'clock at night on Channel 9, UPN.
Remember
UPN.
Empty Nest on Saturdays came on after the Golden Girls?
What's
That's
that?
the show. Empty Nest.
Empty Nest. I like Empty Nest. You know what show fucking sucks? And I'll always say it sucks. And it was the most boring show in the world. MASH.
I never got into it, but I
Never got
understand
into
why
it,
it was
bro.
popular. I just never got into it.
It always came on last. Like it was after Cheers or after like one of those shows like late at night on like WPIX.
MASH is one of those shows. It has episodes that make me kind of go, huh. But it's one of those things too. I get why it was so big when it was big because of what was on TV.
I understand.
But it is one of those things that usually if it comes on, I'm like, I don't want to watch this. And
But then I hear that theme song. I know the theme song. I'm like, ah.
Okay, so I got a guilty pleasure, I gotta admit, and I got into it by staying up late doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing and trying to find some background noise late at night. And it would come on Nick, Gunsmoke, freaking Gunsmoke, man.
All right, now I'm not into it. My dad is, like it's one of those shows. But
Yeah.
I have no business being into it, but Gunsmoke, man. I'm
That's cool.
Empty Nest was the original show, if I'm not mistaken, before Golden Girls, and Golden Girls was the spinoff.
Really, I don't know. That's a good one.
Do you not remember? Empty Nest is about the doctor, right? That lives
I
on
thought
the-
Empty Nest came on after Golden Girls.
I don't know. I know they cross over because
I don't know.
yeah, they do because he is the doctor to what's her name on Golden Girls. Dorothy. Yes, he is her doctor, and they actually show scenes of her going to the doctor and to see him.
And then there's a hospital show too that used to come on after that too. I
Yeah,
can't remember the name of it. Saturday was a weird night. It was like all old people.
I was not a Wings fan. I tried to watch Wings. I never. could-
Yeah, I'm not a Wings fan either. I shut the TV off every time that came on.
But now I heard Cheers come up. Now I'm a huge fucking Cheers and Frasier fan.
I like Cheers.
To this day, I watch both of them.
Cheers, I didn't understand until I got older. You get what I'm saying? Like, and then I liked it. It's kind of like
When I was a kid, I liked the theme song, and then I wouldn't watch the show.
Yeah.
And then the
there you
older
go.
I got, I would watch the fucking show.
Mhm.
It was always the reason you watched it was because it started off. You always see Norm come in. Everyone's like Norm. You're like, oh, and then Frasier come out. You're like, wait a minute, that's the dude from Cheers. And even though I didn't get the jokes as a kid was Frasier, I still kind of watched it. But now that I'm older, I get more of the jokes. There's still some of the jokes I don't get because it's rich jokes. It's, fatigues and caviar and wine that they're talking about that I've never fucking seen a day in my life because of all that wine's fucking $2,000. So you don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're talking about 18th century, fucking tables and shit. You don't know what the fuck they're talking about sometimes, but it's still funny because of the delivery on it, the way they deliver it. So it's still funny as fuck. It's almost like the Big Bang Theory. Some people can't tell me that they get every one of those jokes because they're full of shit. There's no way you get every one of those jokes. Some of those jokes are pretty fucking scientific and very nerdy jokes that are like, you would have to be in college to understand some of them. Like we're telling math jokes and shit.
Let me tell you, with the Big Bang Theory, are you not sucked in from the time that theme song starts to the time it's over, man?
Yeah, it's a great show. And
when I first started watching it, what got me hooked watching it was fucking Howard Wolowitz. With how he would come up with those crazy schemes of how he was going to get laid that night. And he would wear those ridiculous ass tight little fucking jeans and those and that fucking belt buckle and shit. I couldn't help but watch it for his ass and his mother. That was why I watched it.
And then he got the hottest girl in the whole show.
He did. To me, Bernie is hottest. Bernie is hottest. She is.
She's the hottest. All right, cool. All right. We're in agreement.
She's in an episode of True Blood on HBO if you want to see what Bernadette's really all about. I'm just letting you know.
Is she? I watched True Blood. Maybe she was on the later seasons. I stopped watching
No, it's an earlier season. I can't remember.
Really?
But you don't realize it's her, and then you do. Seriously. I promise you.
I was a Roseanne fan.
Like Roseanne.
And of course, when David gets his own show, you're going to tune in if you watch Roseanne.
Sure.
And then you see fucking Jackie's on there as fucking Sheldon's mother.
Yeah.
You're like, oh well, fuck. Well, I'm definitely.
And then for a little while, Leonard has Darlene again on the show.
Yeah, and she's on it. She's on it, periodically here and there. So,
and then they brought in Blossom, and it was like we had our Tuesday nights back again.
Yeah, I brought in Blossom. Then you find
the only thing that show was missing was Joey Lawrence.
Whoa! Hey, fucking Joey Lawrence. God,
man.
I remember my cousin when I was remember the teen magazines when we
were. I remember. I know. I was gonna go.
My cousin would have fucking the fucking all the little teen heartthrobs of the month.
My sister.
And it would have Joey in there every once in a while.
Zach Morris, AC Slater.
Yeah.
Oh man! So who was the one? Oh, he was on the Home Improvement. He was so popular. The middle
Jonathan
child.
Taylor Thomas.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Was it Jonathan?
The middle kid.
Yeah.
The middle kid.
JPT.
He played Simba in Lion King.
Yeah. I don't know.
Oh my god, that shit was fucking crazy, dude. I was talking the other day too that I remember I was around. I remember the 90210 phase, the craze, and the fucking down.
I was the perfect age for that too, because it's like, oh, this girl's hot.
God, man, I remember it was so popular that my cousins had the dolls because they had Barbie dolls of them and fucking all kinds of shit, dude.
They didn't make the type of doll I would have been. No.
Then they had Meryl's place. I used to cuss because I'd have to sit through 90210, then sit through fucking Meryl's place. And I'm like, it's almost the same fucking show. Son of a bitch. I don't want to sit through
an episode of Melrose Place.
Oh, dude, it is like so fucking. Oh, dude, it's no.
They tried a lot of those shows. The Heights, remember the Heights?
Yeah,
that was the music one.
They even brought 90210 back, if I remember correctly.
They did.
Yeah, I tried it. I couldn't do it.
They tried to reboot it. It ain't gonna work. That would be on the other side when they brought back Saved by the Bell. Like,
have you seen the show that is about them trying to bring 90210 back, but it's fake? It's all the original cast members acting like it's them behind the scenes.
Why did they feel the necessary needs to make stupid shit like that? Like, I just don't like. What even super fan is sitting around going, well I want to see a show that's kind of about it, but it's not about it. Who the fuck? I mean, that's like Seinfeld, like now, it's a show about nothing.
Now, I'm going to tell you, and I don't know if y'all seen it, man. I really like the rebooted Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I really
watching it?
Yeah.
I've not watched it yet.
You got to go into it knowing it's not a comedy anymore. It's
Right.
a drama. And once you do that,
Yeah, that's why I've not went into it yet, because I know it's not a comedy. It's
Yeah.
it's,
I
it's-
thought it was a really well done drama that could have stood on its own, even if you hadn't seen the original.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been watching
Just my take.
I've been watching the Young Rock.
I watched the first season, not second season. So
he got signed to a third. It's
Yeah.
the end of the season. He got signed to, so
he'll be present in a few years. Don't worry.
I really don't watch much TV.
Too busy.
I'm in the middle of watching Everybody Loves Raymond again. Going through
Love that show.
going through all the seasons.
Never watched it. Never seen a single
Really, that's a great show.
God, dude.
There was
Great
so
show.
during my first marriage, there was like a 3-year period where I guess I wasn't allowed to watch TV with my first wife. Like, I think so. I know dude, there's a 2-year gap of ruthless aggression. Like, I don't remember at all of wrestling.
I tried not to remember any of that.
Oh, okay. But dude, it's the same thing with TV shows, unless it was Survivor. She'd let me watch Survivor. I don't know why. I can tell you every damn episode of Survivor. Dude.
Let me tell you, Survivor, you know,
She was not a nice lady. Sorry.
when Survivor came on 25 fucking years ago, or whenever the fuck it was, basically.
Yeah.
Me and my grandmother, I was in junior high when it came out. Me and my grandmother, I used to go to her house once a week, and I stayed the night with my grandmother and helped her out with things, and then she took me to school the next morning. And we planned it when the preview had come on. We both was like, we want to see that. So we fixed it where I come over there. I think it was on Wednesday nights it was coming on, if I'm not mistaken.
Wednesdays or Thursdays, one of the two.
It was something like that. I know it wasn't a wrestling night because I wouldn't have been there. But I remember I went over there every week for that whole season. We watched that shit. And watched that dude win it. I can't remember his fucking name now. I can see him in my head, but I can't remember his fucking name. It was the very first season of it. And
wasn't it the old guy? It was Rudy, wasn't it?
Rudy, yeah, Rudy. No. It wasn't Rudy. It was that other dude.
Rudy got second or third or something.
Yeah, it was the other dude that was like half bald or whatever. He was a middle-aged looking guy. I can't remember his fucking name. After that, I was done with it. We never watched another episode. And then when I found out that it was fake and they were taking them food and some of them were staying in hotels at night, and they was on one side of this secluded island, and on the other side of the island there was fucking hotels that they would stay in, because basically they can't let someone starve to death and die because they're bad at a game. They have to feed them. You see what I'm saying? So it was like, once that was the curtain that was pulled all the way back on it. And after that, I don't even know how it stayed on as long as it did.
It's still on.
It's still on. My mother to this day is like on season 20 something of Big Brother. And I'm like, how is this shit still
I
on?
love Big Brother.
I've never watched that.
I'm a Big Brother fan.
But I'll tell you
No.
what reality show I was really into.
I auditioned to go on Big Brother.
Did you?
Yes.
No.
Rock of Love, man. Best celebrity dating show ever. Rock of Love with Bret Michaels.
I like the Flavor Flav one.
No, my God. I can't stand Flavor Flav.
That show was great, bro.
There is nothing entertaining about a screaming fucking idiot that yells nonsense all the time. And that is
Rock of
Flavor
Love?
Flav.
He had me sold when he said, I knew me and her had a real spiritual connection when I got to lick chocolate off her breast. And I was like, Bret Michaels is the coolest motherfucker on the face of the planet.
The thing that bothers me about those kind of shows is those kind of shows never have nothing that comes from them. And what I mean by that usually is like, and I know people's going to give me lash, and oh my God, I don't even need to fucking see it in the comments over here where they're going to point out the whopping 3 stars that come out of American Idol that was on for almost 20 fucking damn years. And we've got 3 fucking people out
and
of
we basically got Carrie Underwood and Kelly Clarkson out of
basically, and you got like a fucking Daughtry CD. That's what we got out of American Idol, folks. And it was on for almost 20 fucking years. That's what I'm talking about with shit like that. Like, it has no The Bachelor. Every one of those people are divorced. None of them ever stay together. So what is the point of sitting here watching this shit? Oh, so they can find true love? They're only fucking together until they get the money and then they break up. That's what every fucking couple does on those fucking shows. It's just, it has no end game to it. Like, it don't end. It's just a cycle of the same repeat nonsense bullshit. And you're watching for no reason. Now, if those people were going to be together and live a long life last, I would probably say, okay, I could see the point of that show.
Like Bachelor should turn into season 2, the honeymoon year.
You know what made me mad about American Idol so bad was that they sold it to us, and I know people don't remember this, but they sold it to us. They was going to find that big star, and when they said big star, the thing that went through my head was like they're going to find the next Ozzy Osbourne, they're going to find the next Elvis, they're going to find the next person because
is there really a dog there?
Because they're combing through all of America. You see what I'm saying? And we never really got that. Now I know Carrie Underwood is like fucking sold a bunch of CDs, whatever, but we never really got that person.
No.
And there was so many people that wanted that never did shit. Like nothing. Like some of those people are playing at your fucking local fucking festival in your small 2,000 person town right now.
Once the guy with the gray hair won it, it really went down. Like I don't think they got
Taylor Hicks.
Dude, what's bad about it is as much as I hated American Idol, we had like 5 people that either made it to the finals or fucking won that shit that was from Alabama.
Really?
Yes, because Taylor
they have
Hicks
good college football and good American Idol contestants.
Yeah, I mean, because Taylor Hicks is from Alabama. Taylor Hicks was from Alabama. You also had another dude that was named CJ. He is actually from my small local town in Alabama. His mother was actually in my Walmart raising money to send him because they like need to send him money to send him back to Hollywood or something. And then you also had Ruben, who was from Birmingham, Alabama. He won it. So like, and I think Fantasia might have been from some part of Alabama. I don't hold that one to me, but you had a bunch of them that come in and out from Alabama, dude. And like,
has anybody gotten famous from The Voice either?
I mean, I'm sure they have. Depends what level of. That's the difference too, right there. What level of famous or
Carrie Underwood famous? Because to me, she's the biggest success story from American Idol.
To me too, she is too. She's the biggest.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, the minute she won brand new country female vocalist and female vocalist, and basically ruined Faith Hill's career. When Faith Hill live reacted, like, what the fuck? And they had her on camera. And like I was like, okay, Carrie Underwood, MVP, American Idol.
You just look at Faith Hill and know that she's an Amber Heard.
You think?
But Tim McGraw is no Johnny
Depp. Touche.
Although he does hang, his best friend is Kenny Chesney, who I think is the Johnny Depp of country music.
But you know what shocks me the most about ICP has done better.
Oh, here we go.
American Idol. Oh my fucking god.
Fucking steal.
Okay, here's the difference. Is that
here we go.
To me, at least the losers of American Idol still have their dignity. That's the difference between them and the ICP. Oh my goodness.
We'll save that for your episode, Josh.
Next subject I want to talk about are you college football fans?
No.
Well, I know one's a Yankee and the other one don't look like he's ever played football a day in his life, so I didn't figure so. But
now I love professional football, but I can't get into college for whatever.
Yeah, I can't get into
And I know most
sports.
people it's the opposite. Like, dude, I'm a big fantasy football guy, so like I should be into college football. You would think I'd want to know the new guys. You know what I'm saying? But like I can't, like, I guess it's Saturday, dude. I don't know what it is. It's like I don't want to watch it on Saturday, but I'll sit there all day and watch it on Sunday. I don't know why.
I watch it all.
Back in the day, you couldn't just get the score like 25 years ago. You had to wait for the bottom on ESPN2, right?
Yeah.
So on Saturdays, all you get is college fucking sports. And it would be like an hour of college scores on the bottom ticker on ESPN2. And all I want to know is what the fucking Mets are doing while I'm watching the Yankee game. You know what I'm saying?
And I'll have you know, sir, that I did play quite a bit of football, sir. If I was
whoa. We gotta freeze frame this for a second. Because I have never in my life have I heard someone bitch that college football took up too much time when baseball plays 200 fucking games a year and is literally on TV every fucking day, Monday through Saturday. God forbid
baseball.
we give college football a whole fucking day to themselves on Saturday.
Hate baseball.
Yeah.
Hate
But
it.
there's like 200 teams.
Hate baseball.
I would take 200. I'll take 200 teams over 200 fucking games any day, because even though I like baseball, to me 200 fucking games is fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous to have that many games. It's ridiculous for the Cardinals to play the Mets at 11 a.m. and then play them again at 5 p.m. That's stupid as fuck. Who the fuck's trying to keep up with that? Like, that is just like stupid. It's stupid. Like, I
think baseball should be more on like a basketball schedule.
Well, see,
like,
I'm not a traditional baseball fan either. I think the game is too slow. It drives me crazy how fucking slow the game is. If I'm sitting there watching it, you can ask me, see, I'll be like, oh, just hit the fucking ball already. Like, get up there to fucking bat. Like, I'm always doing that. I'm not a traditional baseball guy, so I want a faster paced game. But it's, oh man, baseball is like over the top.
I think I'd rather watch Olympic curling than baseball. Just like
I don't know if I can go that far.
And that's not, dude. I don't hate on people that like baseball. But
I love baseball.
My nephew was a really high recruited pitcher, right? Like highly recruited. We'd go to his games, right? And I'd look at my brother and I'd go, and my nephew was so good people couldn't hit him. Like this, I'm talking about like Little League and stuff. And when he got up to bat, they walked him on purpose. So they would beg us to come to these games. And I'd watch my nephew and I'd look at my brother and I'd go, what was the point of us coming? And he was like, what do you mean? I'm like, nobody hits it when he throws the ball. And he never gets a hit. Like ever. They walk him every time.
I think what hurt me about the baseball situation was, like I've told people, I'm from Alabama. We don't have a professional baseball team. We don't have professional nothing. There's nothing professional there about it. It's nothing but college sports. So it took me moving here to become a fan. Now, am I as diehard as some baseball fans? No, I do watch it 98% more than I did 3 or 4 years ago before I moved here, because then I wouldn't have watched it. I was very anti-baseball. There's still things about baseball that drives me up the fucking wall. Like it just, it's very, very hard. It's almost like hockey. Like I love hockey, but I'm not watching that many games in a season, bro. Like it's just not fucking happening.
Hockey's so much better live.
Yeah, it is. It is. But like, call me when we're getting near the playoffs. Like that. I'll keep up with it. Like Missy sometimes will be like, the Cardinals on. I'm like, so fucking what? They're playing the Orioles for the 9th time this fucking week. Who cares? Like I understand wanting to kind of keep up with it, but until you start getting at least to 130 games or so, like I ain't even interested.
Do they have something for baseball that's like the red zone where like they just flash it onto the screen like when they're or are the games too spread out for them to do that? Because like the red zone changed the way I watch football. I don't know if y'all know the red zone.
I know. The red zone's awesome.
Yeah. I didn't know they had something like that for baseball. They
do. Yeah. They're talking about putting a pitcher clock in now, like giving them 25 seconds to pitch. It's almost like a football thing, which they already do. They already do in college. I think it is college. They already do it in
30 seconds between a pitch is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Maybe there should be a clock, because that's the reason baseball is the way it is, that people don't like it because it is slow.
Do I have to be the dick that says that you have to look and say, okay, you're batting 3-something this year. You're allowed to step out of the box 20 times and adjust your gloves. But what it's frustrating is you got fucking Daniel Carlson over here for the Cardinals, just say, who bats like 167. It's fucking, which he don't have a bad habit of doing it, but the fucking, okay, threw a ball, got to step back out of the box, adjust his gloves, tap his fucking shoes, adjust his hat, grab his dick, steps back in the box, might call time, step back out of the box. Like there's just no sense in all that fucking shit, man. And some people are getting mad saying, "Oh, don't fuck with the game, don't fuck with the game." They've already proved that a game in 1967 used to be almost an hour less than it is now.
Oh yeah, I know.
They've all
Way
business.
longer now.
Yeah, because they blame commercials. What ain't just
Commercials.
the commercials? You got commercials.
It's the flamboyant fixing all the shit.
That's one of the reasons I got out of it. Like even when I used to try to keep up with it years ago, that was one of the things that turned me off about it. Was like it was so fucking slow. I'd much rather watch golf at times. It's like God.
Oh come on, man! Don't diss my game. Golf.
Golf is kind of more exciting because they always put the action on the guy that's actually about to hit the ball.
Yeah,
like they don't just like unless it's near the end, they don't just stay with one golf. Like there's always action if you try to watch it.
And don't knock golf. But golf is one of those things I'd rather play than watch.
Hell yeah!
Unfortunately, I can't play it anymore.
Yeah, because you can't spin, you can't turn and spin.
Yeah,
it's been forever since I've went, man. And if I went right now, it would be fucking embarrassing. It would be.
I never played real golf actually.
I have. I used to go every weekend. And play 18 holes and go back to the house. It gets expensive very fucking quick. I can tell you that. Playing, especially like because the course is expensive to play. Especially, really depends. Do you want to walk the course or do you want to have a golf cart? That's. Then you got to pay. You got to pay for your golf cart rental. Then you got to pay for the fucking course. And by the time you do that, most of them I used to pay like $50 every time I'd go. Just about. It was like 40 something bucks by the time I got my cart and played the 18 holes. It was nice. It's nice, man. It's one of those things too. If you're a smoker, it's a great smoking sport because you literally hit the ball and pause and
I hear
you while you're in your cart. And if it's a nice day outside and it's not hot and you got one of those nice beautiful breezes coming in and oh man, it's fucking beautiful.
A little bit harder to play if you're an eater though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, by the time you get to about hole 6. You're not exactly hitting it straight, like the things are feeling a little different.
It's one of those things too. It's not fun to play if it's fucking hot outside of my opinion.
No. Isn't there a really nice course in Alabama? Like one of the nicest courses in the country is in Alabama?
Yeah, it's like towards down south, I believe. But Birmingham's got a big course too that they play at that like Jordan and them would go play at.
Yeah, I grew up at Kings Mill. They do a women's PGA there every year, one of the majors, I believe, on Mother's Day, around Mother's Day at Kings Mill.
Josh says curling sucks. Hockey is where it's at. Well, yeah.
Well, yeah, hockey's way better than curling, but I was comparing it to baseball. I mean,
you get mad over golf, but you don't get mad over curling.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah,
no, he got pretty mad about
curling. Ain't that bad, bro. I'm fascinated by curling.
Me and the old lady will watch every once in a while, like because my old lady, man, she's a sports fanatic, and that's one thing that we get along so well about. She is such a sport, but she's way worse than I am. I'll go on and she'll be watching the lumberjack fucking matches and shit. And I'm like, why are we watching them chop wood? Oh, it's interesting. I'm like, it's not to me. Like she watch anything that's competitive. She watches the Winter Olympics. She watches the Summer Olympics. All that shit.
The Olympics used to be such a big deal. Like it used to be such an epic event. Now it's just.
Oh God, I just get bored. Like by week 2, I'm just like, I'm sick of watching this. You know what I mean? Like that. That's my issue. What are you smoking on?
Cherry Runs, man. I'm about to go smoke that thing.
Cherry Runs.
Studio 54 I have too. What do you got? Oh, baby. He's got the one up, boss. Tommy, you know what that is? Go ahead, Hollywood.
I've never had one.
Strawberries and cream, psychoglibin.
It's a mushroom chocolate bar.
I ain't never got high off really eating shit, man.
Oh, well, let me tell you something.
This is shrooms, bro.
Yeah, this shroom. You eat this bar. And the snozberries will taste like snozberries. I promise you.
Snozberries taste like snozberries.
In about 25 minutes.
Hollywood, are those really? Those are better than just taking shrooms?
Yeah. Yes, I think so. Yes.
Really?
Absolutely. Because here's the thing, man. You normally get 2 or 3 different strands in here. Okay. There's actually a QR code on it that you can actually scan, and it'll supposedly tell you what strands are in your individual bar. Okay. And so you know how like eating shrooms is like it's a slow process. So like you could be sitting there for 30 minutes. Dude, I can eat this bar quicker than I can eat a Snickers. Because you don't taste anything. You don't. It's all ground up. Like, dude, this bar actually tasted as good, if not better, than a regular normal candy bar that you would get in the store.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. And no matter what it says, I just recommend you eat all the squares. It does not matter.
See, Hollywood, man, I can't. He's like, I'm
It
like,
gives you serving suggestions, and I'm like, nope, just eat all the squares because it's literally an eighth in the bar.
oh, okay, so the whole bar's an eighth no matter what.
3.5 grams per bar. Amazon.
How much that cost you?
Well, I'll tell you what it cost me, and then I'll tell you what I've heard they go for. It cost me $30.
All
But
right,
I've seen people pay 60, and I've heard shops trying to sell them for 100.
I've seen it. That's how I've seen it for $100.
From what I understand, you can walk in dispensaries or head shops in DC, and since it's not legal there, but the police have been told not to enforce it with mushrooms. And from what I understand, they're going for like $100 inside those places in there. I've never paid that for it, but
Some industry, man.
$30, I figure you can't go wrong. So
Can't.
no. I was a little skeptical at first, and then I'm like, it's worth the risk. Let's
Tell me your dick's still there, bro.
yeah.
You just, he's looking down. He's like,
Yep, I'm good. So,
what's up? What's up?
Whoa, I'm hitting a bow. What's up with you?
Oh, I was like, you're looking down. I'm like, what's going on here? All right. I got to go outside, I guess. Wait, I want to know what's in Hollywood's pocket besides shrooms.
we could do a whole episode on that.
Well, that could really go one or two ways there, buddy.
Yeah. If you go ask me what's in my pocket, that Tommy's right. This podcast could go one of two ways.
I didn't say, hey, I didn't ask what's behind the zipper. I said what's in the pocket.
No. Look, man, I enjoy the more Alice in Wonderland type experience. And the euphoria experience more than anything. So
Colorado has made shrooms legal.
And Oregon, and I believe Washington State as well.
There's a lot of people that's using them for medical purposes now. They're using shrooms for them and saying that it's working. So
I got a buddy that microdoses like once a year for 30 days. I don't do the.
Do you find it funny that fucking hallucinates is getting over quicker than fucking marijuana? Like, how does that even fucking work? Oh, well, here's something to make makes the walls melt if you eat too many of them, or here's a joint that you're just gonna get high off of. But the joint that you can just get high off of is being harder being pushed through.
We get it.
Look, and I think it's because, like in Florida, I'm in Florida, and I don't do the pot. Y'all know that.
Well, I've been to Florida, and those people that aren't exactly fucking normal. So
no, in Florida, it's all medical, man. Like, it's all medical.
I heard the medical down there is fucking trash, though.
I wouldn't know because it all makes me sick. All of it. I'm gonna tell you though, man. I will tell you this. I learned something the other day about Delta 8. You don't want to smoke it, but if you eat that shit, to me, it's similar to the regular edibles.
Dude, I don't know exactly. Like, I had a bunch of the Delta 8 meat. I got a bunch of it. Like, I got
Does yours have the
gummies
THCO in it? That's important now too. I hear THCO with Delta 8.
Pretty much, I think so. I don't know.
Because I'll tell you, I ate two gummy octopuses, man, and it took 2 hours to kick in. It was a very slow onset on like a regular edible, very slow onset. And I went to bed, and I woke up 12 hours later, and I was higher than when I went to sleep. And I'm not lying to you, and because I was very skeptical about it. Like I was. My wife told me to go get back in bed. She would bring me some lunch. Because she knew that if I ate something else, it'd probably work its way through. She was like, "Go get back in bed." She was like, "You don't make any sense. I'll make you some hot dogs." Yeah, yeah. It's a proven fact that like MDMA,
Yeah.
LSD, it can be very therapeutic in the right.
Charles Manson's like, I told you so, motherfuckers.
I mean, just look at Mike Tyson. Look how much he's calmed down from his DMT.
I told y'all I was Jesus. I have the answers for everything.
No, if you ever see me come on here and I got the blanket wrapped around me and all that kind of stuff, you know it's a good night. But if you're wondering what's in my pocket, so if I got the fuzzy blanket around me, I'm just then you're good.
How I would love some MDMA in my system. It's honestly the greatest thing that's ever happened in my life.
At the time, it probably does feel that way. Yes.
Let me tell you, man. It really, God did not intend for you to feel that good.
No.
Nah, man. That's how I describe it. It's a massage. I describe it. It's a massage of the soul, bro.
Yeah.
A massage of the soul. Yep. It's unbelievable.
I try to stay in reality land these days.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Y'all got to remember too. I was a late bloomer for most of well, I was an early bloomer in high school for part, and then I straight edge for years. Then a later bloomer. Yeah. I won't get into the reasons why, but
I'll be honest with you. I don't think I've ever been straight edge.
You don't strike me as quite the type, but that's okay, man. I remember one of the first times I talked to you, man. You old school, dude. I had not seen anybody with a 2-liter gravity bong or a bottle bong since high school, dude. Like since hanging out in the woods behind the high school, I had not seen that done.
I stick to my roots.
You were one of the guys that used to shotgun people too, weren't you?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Yep. I knew it. Anybody that can make a gravity bong like that out of a Pepsi bottle.
I was one of the dudes that was smart enough to even had a piece that put the blunt inside of so it didn't get hot and burn my lips, and I could blow the fucking head off. That's why I laugh now. I laugh now every time because I see the advertising. And I'll be scrolling through Facebook sometimes, and they have those bottles that you put the joint on, and you put it in the bottle and twist it together. And we should do that shit with mustard bottles. And I just think that shit's so fucking hilarious now that 20 years later almost, they marketed that shit. And they're selling it to fucking stoners. And these people are like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, dude, you can do it with a mustard bottle.
You ever smoked out of an apple, Tommy?
Yeah.
Yeah, you strike me as the type that's been creative with a little bit of everything.
Well, actually, the first time I ever smoked out of an apple, I was like 16 years old, and this dude blew my fucking mind. About got a shot. Here's a weed story. Riding with a stranger, never met before in my life. I was with a fucking friend. It was one of his buddies. The guy, when we got in the car, you could tell. Now, I don't know about y'all, but I've done some partying in my life, and there's times that you get in cars with people, and right from the get-go, you're in the car with a wild motherfucker. Like it's one of those ones that you start watching your surroundings a lot because you don't know what the fuck might happen. Easily enough, you could say that this guy had been, we'll just say, phenamine probably all night, bouncing off the fucking walls, and I wanted to smoke some weed. Guy had a big ass bag of weed, probably the size of my head. We're going down the highway. Dude's flying. He's got the music blaring. He's like, y'all want to smoke some weed? We're like, yeah. He's like, well, I got this big ass bag of weed, but I ain't got no way to fucking smoke it. And I'm like, well, fuck, man, what are we going to do? I'm underage. When you're underage, people don't understand, but when you've been smoking, when you've been underage, it's hard to get your hands sometimes on stuff because you just can't walk into the store and buy a pack of fucking papers.
And now that age is 21.
Yeah, now that age is 21. So we're in the country on a back road. This guy's flying down this back road. We're doing easily 55 on a road that we should be doing 30 on. And this guy, all of a sudden, just locks up his fucking brakes. And says, I got a fucking idea. Hops out, runs in these people's yard, and starts grabbing apples off the tree. And I'm like, The first thing that's going through my mind is I'm hitting my buddy in the back of the head. I'm like, man, you done got us in the car with a crazy motherfucker. What is he doing picking fucking apples, dude, in this dude's yard? Like, it's broad daylight, dude. Dude just stops, and he's grabbing apples out of dude's tree. Out of his yard, man.
How focused was he to even notice an apple tree like that? You know what I'm saying?
Like, what the fuck? It was about 5 seconds of him in there picking those fucking apples. So someone comes out the front door with a shotgun and they're blowing shots, and you can hear the fucking pellets raining on top of his car where they're hitting the trees and they're slowing down and they're raining on top of it. Dude gets in the car, slams it. I'm like, man, what the fuck are you going to do with a goddamn apple? And dude pulls his pocket knife out, cuts a bow, cuts the core out of it, pokes a big ass butt in that motherfucker, and fucking lights up hands. I'm like, man, what the fuck? I had never seen no shit like that in my life. It was the craziest shit, but
tasted delicious too, didn't it?
Yeah, but it's just like
Just
after that moment,
worms,
I knew that I could make a
pop.
pop out of anything. I can make a pop out of anything. If it,
They call you a MacGyver smoker.
yeah, I mean, yeah.
Just
I'm the type of guy, if I don't got a pipe, I'll walk in Home Depot, put me a pipe together, and then take it apart and then go out and purchase it. And get out of the car and put it together and put a screen in the motherfucker.
Me and my friend have made pipes out of Home Depot pipes. Like the clear pipes with the coupling on top and shit. I know what you're talking about. I had that made. Yep.
Hey, I mean, my buddy went there and got a piece of tubing and made a bong, and that dude had that bong for like 15 years.
Yeah, I made one out of a gas tank. Like 20 years ago.
Motherfucker had a big ass sticker on it. It said "Doctor Enough," and that's what we called it. It had just a sticker that said "Doctor Enough." I don't know where he got the sticker. I was like, that was meant to be, bro. Doctor Enough. Like, you hit that bitch one time, you would be tapping the fuck out. Like, it was a big ass bone, dude.
Can I ask you a question about the Apple story though? Because I'm just really curious. Did he at least pull away before he cut the fucking apple?
Dude, I don't even know.
Yeah,
I don't even fucking know.
I'm like,
when
that
pellets
dude was
start raining
crazy.
down
Dude,
on
it
top
takes
of the
some
car.
balls to go pick some apples out of a person's
dude, the
yard
motherfucker was fucking
in
crazy,
broad
dude.
daylight.
He was fucking crazy, dude. This is
People
the
are
same dude.
serious about their fruit trees, man. They catch strangers in the damn yard, man. I'm telling you, that's like a big thing where I'm from. Like,
Dude.
you don't go in someone's yard and mess with their fruit tree, like, at all.
You don't go into somebody's fucking yard and mess with none of their shit, period.
Well, that's an Alabama thing. Like, we're a little tolerant in Virginia, but I'm just
Yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, Virginia has such a great track.
I'm in Florida now. You know, we don't give a fuck.
That's even fucking worse.
You know what they do here? This is no lie. I'm not just saying this because we're doing shit. There's a ton of cow farms around me, right? And they produce, and the farmers have to chase the damn kids off, man. They put like, it's a big thing. It's like in the news and everything. Like, the kids are trying to sneak onto their land at night, and like it's bad. It is bad. Yeah,
dude, I ripped a fucking $100 pair of jeans one night going fucking shrooning. My mother was pissed because she had just bought them motherfuckers with it.
I'd be pissed too if you ripped your jeans and didn't come back with any good shrooms.
And we didn't come back with no shrooms. There was no shrooms in the pasture that night. I can tell you that. It was a big waste of fucking time. And I ended up ripping my jeans because everything was bob wired. You know.
Yep.
They got fucking hung up. Fucking ripped the shit out of my jeans.
Yeah, these kids are cut. They were cutting like they're cutting the farmers' barbed wire. Like, yeah. So the farmers are switching to that electric barbed wire, and like it's bad. Like it's bad. And then they were cow tipping too. They were cow tipping at the same time they were.
I was gonna ask that. I've never been cow tipping.
Yeah, they were cow tipping at the same time.
I don't think I've ever did that. I can't never say that I've ever went cow tipping. I've just never had the urge.
Yeah.
To do some stupid shit that way. Well, guys, we're at an hour and 23. Any last topics y'all want to talk about before we end this podcast?
I think we covered a lot.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun, guys. I'm just gonna tell you, like, this made like I had a pretty stressful day. Like, this kind of like enlightened to me.
Good. That's what we're here for. We're here to elevate you.
Yeah.
Elevate. That's the whole point of the podcast. Is it has no direction. We just freestyle it.
I've told you
a show about nothing.
I've been on podcast. I just hope I don't talk over y'all too much, you know, because it's exciting. It's exciting.
something different, right? You know?
Yeah.
Something different. Yeah.
I'll tell you, Tommy, we tried a few podcasts back in the day. This has been my favorite one that I've done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're having a good time with it so far.
Cobra Kai was fun to talk about, but man, this just kind of like with no pressure, just talk about whatever. And then Tommy's like, Johnny Depp, Heard, go. He's like,
That's how you do it, man. That's what we wanted. We wanted.
That's what we wanted. Yeah.
this podcast is like a YouTube rabbit hole. Only you give a topic and you just rabbit hole down, and I love it. Love it. Please have me back. Thank you. I'll be elevated.
Absolutely, man.
Hell
It's been good for sure.
It's been
Tune
good.
in next week, everyone.
Yeah, we'll be on episode 3 next week.
Y'all might want to invite Wallace. I'm telling you. I think Wallace
Mr.
might
Wallace?
be a good guest. Yeah, I think he
Everybody's welcome.
a good
Everybody's welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. He's pretty.
Wallace will be a great guest.
He stays pretty elevated. So thanks.
Make
guys.
sure everyone likes and subscribes to our YouTube. We actually got to run on Facebook this week since I got out of jail for fucking some comment I said 6 months ago. I don't fucking even know what it was. Fucking YouTube. I mean, Facebook's a dick sometimes, but well, you get elevated.
Hey, man. Am I driving okay?
I think we're parked, man.
Get old, making my mind slow. That's why I don't deal with the big bro. I got to maintain, cause Kasabian is going insane. Insane in the membrane. Insane in the brain. Insane in the membrane. Crazy insane, got no brain. Too much, I'm a cover, I was time for the blabber. To watch that Betty get fatter, fat boy on a diet. Don't try it, I jack your ass like a looter in a riot. Much too fat, like a sumo, slamming ass. Leaving your face in the glass. You know I don't take